If you've ever tried to meditate and you stopped doing it because you couldn't get your mind under control, please watch this video. One of the biggest misconceptions about meditation is that you're supposed to calm your mind or control your thoughts or be in a space of not thinking. This is just flat out fucking wrong. That's like trying to get your heart to stop beating or your stomach to stop digesting or your lungs to stop breathing air. Like if you hold your breath and cause yourself to pass out, when you're unconscious, your body will just start breathing for you again. So trying to stop the mind is not necessarily what you're wanting to do with meditation. That is not an aim that is going to be beneficial for you. So I just wanted to come on here with some words of encouragement and also a practice for you to try meditation. We're not going to try meditation. We're just going to meditate. And instead of trying to stop the mind or make the mind peaceful, what we're actually going to focus is on making the body still. My aim with meditation is not to stop my thinking or even to be peaceful, okay? It's just to sit. I'm committed to getting my body to be still because that is something that I can actually control. And I'm giving myself permission and accepting the thoughts that are moving through my head. There's a saying, the thing you resist persists. So if you're resisting your thoughts are going to persist. But if you're in allowance and observation and in witness of your thoughts, they're much more likely to move along. Think of it like this. You're on a boat and the wind is blowing on you. You cannot control the wind. The thing you can control is the sails. And so the sails in this analogy is your body. You can control your body. You can sit and be still. If you can't do that, that's what you need to work on, which the way to work on it is to practice sitting still. Practice doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent. So if you practice giving up when things are challenging, that's what becomes permanent. You give up when things are challenging. And that is not something that you really want to be permanent, especially when something you truly want, like self-love, self-acceptance, more peace in your life, especially when those things, you do deserve those things. However, you don't deserve them if you give up. And I'm not saying that to be mean, that's just the reality. You don't get the things that you want if you give up on them. Feel me? So let's get back on the boat. Sometimes the winds are blowing in a non-favorable direction, right? Like sometimes your mind is just like, blah, 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 and it's going really fast, and it's not taking you towards self-acceptance, self-love, etc. So what do? You pull the sails down. Again, most people are out here in storms trying to fight the wind rather than just allowing themselves to pull the sails down and coast. So you still show up to your practice, but you're aware, okay, maybe I'm not going to get more self-love or more acceptance. And this is provided that, again, you're trying to get something out of meditation, which hopefully through meditating, you'll realize that that's kind of backwards. It's not what you get out of meditation. It's what you give to the meditation. You're giving your time, your energy, and your awareness to stillness. Stillness is a huge part of our life. And I know it doesn't seem like it, especially if you live in a city. Stillness is a huge part of your life. And so here's the technique. After so much of my talking, here's the technique. It's called RPM, and it's an acronym. It stands for Rise, Piss, Meditate. Step 1, rise, wake up, good job. Step 2, pee, wonderful, feels good, now your bladder is empty. Step 3, meditate. Now for this meditation, I want you to start off with 5 minutes, okay? If that seems like a lot to you, drop it down to 2.5 minutes. The goal is that you want to engage yourself in a practice. This is something that you're going to do for at least 28 days. And in that 28 days of you RPMing every single morning, meditating for 5 minutes, you decide oh, this isn't for me, this sucks. Feel free to drop it. My bet is that there's going to be something in that first 28 days of you doing the RPM where you realize man, this is not really as hard as I was making it because of the mentality and the approach of meditation that I'm giving you in this video. Again, we're not trying to still the mind. We're stilling the body. We're getting the body to just sit. And so the posture that I want you to take is one that's comfortable for you, preferably not leaning up against something. Also, if you can't sit cross-legged, that's fine. Sit in a chair. But you just don't want your back leaning against something. And it's also not going to work laying down because that's different. Gravity is operating on you differently than if you're sitting up. So sit up, sit with your back straight, and just breathe in and out through the nose. Now, when thoughts arise, and we know they will arise, instead of fighting them, just witness them. Instead of agreeing like, oh yeah, these are good thoughts, these are peaceful, just watch them. Instead of saying like, oh, these are not the thoughts that I want to be having, like, just watch them. You realize they are thoughts. The more energy that you put on them, the more energy that those thoughts will have. However, your body is here. It's physical. It's real. You can touch it. Everyone else experiences it. This is the place that you want to start with meditation. One technique that I like to use when my mind does start to drift is to just bring it back to the breathing. Come back to the breathing. And I'm doing this with an energy as though like I'm having dinner with my senile grandpa who likes to get up and walk around the house, and I'm just gently guiding them back to their seat. Because here's the kicker. If you think during meditation, it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It means that you're a human being. So I want to invite you to make a little commitment. 28 days of rising, pissing, and meditating. This is literally the first thing you do in the morning. Before you pick up your phone, before you check your emails, before you go do anything, wake up 5 minutes early, pee, and then sit down and just keep your body still. Again, the goal is not to stop the mind. The goal is to just sit still and let the mind do whatever it wants. You can also think of it like letting the dog out to play. You don't have to do anything, just let the dog out. But if you don't let the dog out, that's when your mind starts to fuck with you. Over time, you start to cultivate an awareness of your thoughts, the quality of your thoughts, the source of your thoughts. And over time, because of this practice, your body no longer reacts to the thoughts. I'll say that again. Over time, with practice, your body will stop reacting to the thoughts. This will give you more command over your actions and the decisions that you make. And while there is not a goal with meditation, this is one of the most amazing things that happens when you approach meditation in this way, that you actually gain more control over your body because your body is less reactive to the thoughts. Now, if your mind and your body have a reactive relationship, you have less control over your body, which again, your body is something you can control. And if you can't, that's okay. You probably just need to practice a little more. So there it is. There's my low-hanging fruit in terms of meditation. It's a great place to start. It's a great place to like keep maintenance going as well, because let's say you meditate for 3 or 4 days, RPMs, great, 5 minutes, and then one day you miss it in the morning and it's nighttime. It's only 5 fucking minutes of sitting still. You can do it. You can do it, I promise. So if you're down to do this, make a comment, just type RPM in there. Maybe and add a little cute emoji if you want. I'm rooting for you. I know you can do this, and I also know that you deserve this. If you want help, as always, help is available via the link in my bio. Peace.